Something strange is happening in the skies above us. And no, it's not another UFO meme or your neighbor trying out a drone for the first time. I'm talking about things that move in ways our technology shouldn't allow, that appear and vanish without warning, and that leave even trained pilots scratching their heads. It's the kind of stuff that makes you pause mid-scroll on your phone, tilt your head, and mutter, "Wait, did that just happen?" Most of us go about our lives assuming we're alone, that the Earth is quietly spinning while we argue over Wi-Fi passwords and who gets the last slice of pizza. But the universe seems to have other plans. And if you've ever stared at the stars and felt that tiny tickle of curiosity or fear, that maybe we aren't the only ones out here, you're about to realize that there's a lot more evidence than you've probably been told. Let's start with one of the most baffling things astronomers have ever found: fast radio bursts, or FRBs. Don't let the scientific jargon scare you off. The concept is actually kind of hilarious once you think about it. Basically, these are incredibly short, powerful bursts of radio energy that shoot across billions of light years in milliseconds. Billions. To put that in perspective, that's like trying to send a text message to your neighbor across the street, but your text has to travel to a city on the other side of the planet first. And somehow, it gets there perfectly intact. Scientists have been listening to these signals for years, and while some insist they're just natural cosmic phenomena, stars sneezing, colliding, or doing whatever stars do, others can't help but wonder if maybe it's someone out there trying to get our attention. Or maybe it's just the universe trolling us. I like to picture a civilization somewhere sending these messages with the cosmic equivalent of an eye roll, like, "Hey humans, figure it out already. We're not hiding, you just don't get it." Then there's the WOW signal from 1977. A single 72-second long radio signal captured by a telescope in Ohio that has never been explained, repeated, or traced to any known source. Scientists have been debating it for decades, proposing comets, atmospheric interference, or even technical glitches. But the more you look at it, the stranger it gets. Imagine getting a text from someone who lives so far away you'll never reply, and the text deletes itself before you even have a chance to screenshot it. That's what the WOW signal was like, an instant glimpse into something unknown, fleeting and mysterious, leaving humanity standing there, collectively shrugging and whispering, "Huh, weird." Some researchers privately admit that the possibility of intelligent origin can't be ruled out, which is terrifying, exciting, and kind of funny all at once. Because if there really was a civilization out there sending messages, wouldn't they at least give us a friendly emoji or something? History seems to be in on the joke too. Consider the Nazca lines in Peru. Giant geoglyphs etched into the desert, some stretching over hundreds of meters. You have to see them from the sky to fully appreciate them, which raises the question, who is watching, or more importantly, who is supposed to see them? The precision and scale are impressive even by today's standards, and yet they were made thousands of years ago with tools that were supposedly, well, Stone Age basic. And then there's the pyramids in Egypt, massive structures so meticulously aligned with the stars that engineers today still scratch their heads. Did ancient humans have a secret advanced toolkit? Maybe. Or maybe something was giving them hints. Either way, it's a little comforting and a little unsettling to realize that our ancestors may have been part of a cosmic joke we're only now starting to understand. And if you think that's wild, the sightings pile on top of it. Not blurry cell phone footage or photos that make you squint, but accounts from military pilots, astronauts, and airline crews. People whose job is literally to know what's in the sky. They describe objects moving in ways that defy the laws of physics, accelerating instantly, stopping on a dime, turning at impossible angles, hovering silently like they own the place. Some reports involve multiple witnesses and radar confirmations. Thousands of credible cases over decades, and yet the story is buried in reports that most of us will never see. The official line tends to be vague, unidentified aerial phenomena, which, if you ask me, is the government's polite way of saying, "We have no idea what these are, please don't panic." It's hard not to picture a UFO silently zooming past the White House while bureaucrats scribble notes, nod thoughtfully, and say, yes, let's file this under miscellaneous. And it doesn't stop there. Some of the weirdest evidence happens closer to home. People report strange environmental effects associated with these sightings. Trees scorched in perfect circles, animals panicking as if they just saw the premiere of some terrifying alien blockbuster, and electronic equipment acting like it suddenly forgot what it was supposed to do. Cell phones won't work, cameras malfunction, and compasses spin like they've had too much coffee. At first glance, it might seem like coincidence. Maybe it is. But when reports like this crop up repeatedly, across continents and decades, you start to notice a pattern. It's almost as if something, or someone, is testing the waters, checking how we respond, leaving little signatures like a cosmic prankster saying, "Notice me yet?" The funny thing is, despite all this, humans are extremely good at normalizing the weird. We see something odd in the sky, we shrug it off, we laugh nervously, and then we go back to arguing about whether the new season of a TV show is better than the last. And yet, the pieces keep piling up. Bursts of energy from deep space, signals that appear once and vanish forever, ancient structures that seem impossible, thousands of credible sightings, and subtle environmental anomalies. You start to realize that ignoring these patterns is a little like ignoring the cliff you're standing on while texting. You might get lucky, but the universe has a sense of humor, and it likes to remind us that it's big, strange, and sometimes completely unpredictable. It's also worth noting that the evidence doesn't just scare us or excite us. It makes us laugh, sometimes in disbelief, sometimes in relief. Picture a UFO that stops mid-air, hovers perfectly, and then zips off at speeds we can't explain while a pilot mutters, "Yep, that's normal. Nothing to see here." Or imagine scientists reviewing decades of data and collectively shrugging in a room that costs more than most countries' entire space budgets, silently acknowledging that the universe is winning this round of hide-and-seek. There's humor in that, a kind of cosmic absurdity, and it's one of the reasons we keep looking. Humans are curious, stubborn, and annoyingly persistent, and if the universe wants to play tricks on us, it better be prepared for a lifetime of questions we can't fully answer. Of course, skeptics abound. There are always people ready to explain away every mystery, to tell you that FRBs are just star burps, that the wow signal was a technical glitch, that the pyramids were built with simple ingenuity, and that UFO sightings are optical illusions. And maybe they're right. But here's the catch. When the mysteries pile up in multiple areas, across time and space, from signals in distant galaxies to strange behavior in our own backyards, it starts to look less like a coincidence and more like a pattern. And humans are pattern-seeking creatures. We look for meaning, for connections, for explanations, even when they terrify us or make us feel insignificant in the vastness of the cosmos. The thing about these 5 mysteries, the FRBs, the wow signal, ancient constructions, sightings by credible witnesses, and odd environmental effects, is that together they form something bigger than themselves. They hint at a universe that isn't empty, a cosmos that might have life, intelligence, or phenomena so advanced that we can barely grasp it. And in a way, that's comforting. Not the aliens are going to abduct us comforting, but the kind that makes you feel small in the best possible way. Like the universe is enormous, strange, and playful, and we're lucky enough to notice. And maybe, just maybe, that's why we laugh when a pilot reports a UFO doing something impossible. Because on some level we recognize the joke and the brilliance of it all. So if you've ever looked at the night sky and felt a little thrill, a little fear, a little curiosity that makes you check the window at 2 a.m., you're not alone. These mysteries aren't proof of life out there, but they're undeniable signs that something unusual is happening, something that challenges our understanding, something that keeps us looking up even when we're exhausted, busy, or sure there's nothing to see. And the truth is, the more we look, the more we notice, and the fun part is realizing that the universe doesn't have to explain itself. It's enormous, hilarious, and deeply mysterious, and we're just getting started. By now you might be thinking, okay, fine. Maybe some of this stuff is weird. But surely most of it has a boring explanation. And you'd be right sometimes. Stars do sneeze, comets pass by, and humans are exceptionally creative at misinterpreting things. But then you start digging a little deeper, and suddenly the pattern starts to get hard to ignore. It's like noticing a single red sock on the floor and dismissing it, but then realizing your entire laundry room is inexplicably full of red socks, all in ways that don't make sense, and you start wondering if someone, or something, is pranking you on a cosmic scale. Take for instance the cases that go beyond fleeting glimpses or random signals. These are sightings from trained military pilots, people whose job is literally to know what is and isn't physically possible in the sky. And yet, they report objects performing maneuvers that defy everything we understand about aerodynamics. Accelerating from 0 to impossible speeds in a blink, stopping on a dime, hovering silently in ways that make helicopters feel like toys. Some of them even report multiple objects moving in coordinated patterns, like a flock of birds designed by engineers who skipped physics class. And the kicker? These are not isolated incidents. They're documented, recorded, sometimes even radar confirmed. Imagine being a pilot, casually cruising at 30,000 feet, and seeing something your brain can't compute. You'd probably do the polite thing, take notes, file a report, and avoid mentioning it at family dinner, because nothing ruins Thanksgiving like telling Uncle Dave you saw a flying saucer do a barrel roll. And then there's the strange trail these sightings often leave behind. Reports of electromagnetic interference, electronics going haywire, and weird atmospheric effects are surprisingly common. Phones die, compasses spin, cameras glitch. Sometimes vehicles even stall in precise locations. If you've ever watched a sci-fi movie and rolled your eyes at the dramatic alien interference trope, congratulations. You've just witnessed real-life scenarios that eerily resemble the same thing. Only in reality, it's less dramatic showdown and more confused humans staring at blinking lights while trying not to scream. And if you combine that with environmental oddities, trees scorched in impossible circles, livestock acting like they just saw a horror film premiere, you start to wonder if someone, or something, is experimenting, just watching to see how we react. Maybe the universe is the ultimate scientist, and we're the unwitting lab rats. Then you look at the timing of these events. They aren't limited to one region, one decade, or one culture. The WOW! Signal, the FRBs, sightings by pilots, and environmental oddities span continents and centuries. Ancient texts describe objects in the sky behaving strangely. Cave paintings depict figures that don't match animals or humans. Even some archaeological sites align with patterns that seem too precise for their time. It's as if the universe, or whoever's behind it, has been leaving subtle breadcrumbs, little hints that we're not alone, and we only start noticing them when we step back and look at the bigger picture. And yet, even with all this, we're stubbornly pretending it's normal. Maybe it's denial. Maybe it's disbelief. Or maybe it's just human nature to continue binge-watching shows while the universe throws the wildest plot twists right above our heads. Of course, skeptics are always ready with explanations that make you nod politely while inwardly rolling your eyes. It's atmospheric interference. It's experimental drones. It's just people seeing things. But when you start stacking cases, different decades, different countries, multiple instruments, confirming anomalies, the boring explanation starts to feel a little thin. A little like explaining away a mystery novel by saying, the butler did it, but also a ghost might have moved the knife, and a black hole could have been involved. It technically fits, but the story loses its punch. And that's what makes this subject so captivating. Every new report, every new signal, every anomaly adds another layer, another piece to a puzzle that refuses to fully come together. Some of the more recent cases are almost laughably absurd in their audacity. One report details a craft appearing over a military base, hovering silently, while radar, visual confirmation, and infrared all tracked it moving in ways that should have shredded it into scrap metal. The object simply zipped away, leaving behind bewildered personnel, who were probably left debating whether they should file a serious report or just call it a very expensive weather balloon. And that's the thing. These phenomena seem to have a sense of humor. They appear, behave in impossible ways, and vanish before humans can intervene. It's like watching someone play a prank from across the galaxy and realizing you're the unwitting punchline. But it's not all practical jokes and cosmic humor. Some anomalies are deeply mysterious in ways that make scientists hesitate, whispering to each other about things that might challenge our understanding of physics. Objects that appear to manipulate gravity, travel faster than light, or behave in ways no known material can survive. And yet, despite the strangeness, these phenomena rarely act with aggression. They observe, they move, they leave traces, but they don't invade, attack, or destroy. That in itself is strange. If advanced civilizations are out there with technology beyond our comprehension, why the restraint? Are they curious, cautious, or maybe just amused by our tiny attempts to understand them? Then there's the broader pattern in history, which is almost like a cosmic breadcrumb trail. Ancient civilizations around the world have left hints that suggest awareness of something bigger. Temples aligned to stars, symbols that don't match the technology of the time, stories of strange visitors or objects in the sky. Take the Mayans, for example. Their calendars, astronomical observations, and myths hint at a sophisticated understanding of the cosmos. Some might argue they simply got lucky, but when you see similar patterns in Egypt, Mesopotamia, and even the Pacific Islands, you start to wonder if there's a common thread, a hint that intelligent life has been nudging or observing humanity for millennia. It's hard to say whether it's deliberate, accidental, or just part of some universal joke, but it's hard to dismiss. What makes it even more fascinating is how this mystery touches every part of human life. Scientists dedicate their careers to monitoring the sky. Amateur astronomers spot things the pros sometimes miss. Social media is full of footage, theories, and heated debates. Governments release reports that, intentionally or not, keep the public guessing. And through it all, humanity continues arguing, laughing, and speculating, while the universe, or whatever's out there, keeps doing its own thing. It's a story that is simultaneously thrilling, terrifying, and hilarious. Because let's face it, no matter how advanced we think we are, the universe has consistently proven it's smarter, faster, and apparently enjoys a good prank. At the same time, these mysteries inspire curiosity, wonder, and even hope. What if we're not alone? What if life, intelligence, or something entirely beyond our comprehension exists out there, quietly observing, occasionally communicating, and leaving breadcrumbs for us to find? That thought is both comforting and unnerving. Comforting, because it means the universe is alive in ways we're only starting to see. Unnerving, because it means there are forces, intelligences, and technologies that make humanity's greatest achievements look like doodles in a notebook. And yet, the humor in it, yes, even cosmic humor, is what keeps us looking, keeps us studying, keeps us wondering. Maybe aliens do exist, and maybe they're rolling their eyes at us, sipping something incomprehensible while humans argue about crop circles and UFO shapes. Ultimately, these mysteries are not just about what's out there, they're about us too. They challenge our assumptions, expand our curiosity, and make us question the limits of human knowledge. They remind us that even as we focus on daily life, deadlines, and digital distractions, the universe is vast, strange, and incredibly playful. And maybe that's exactly what makes it fun. We're small, yes, but persistent, and our persistence might be exactly what the universe, or whoever is out there, wants us to be. Watch, question, wonder, and maybe laugh a little, because that's how humans cope with the incomprehensible. With curiosity and humor, both essential tools when dealing with mysteries billions of light years away or in your own backyard. So we've talked about the unexplained signals, the fleeting bursts of radio energy from distant galaxies, the mysterious wow signal, the uncanny precision of ancient structures, the sightings by credible witnesses, and the odd environmental phenomena that follow them. But let's step back for a moment, take a deep breath, and consider the bigger picture. Because here's the thing, all of these mysteries, no matter how strange or funny they seem, point to one possibility that is both thrilling and terrifying. We might not be alone. And once you start thinking about that, it's impossible not to start asking the questions everyone secretly wants to ask. Who or what is out there? And what are they doing while we're busy arguing over reality TV? Let's entertain a few possibilities, and don't worry, I'll try to keep it light. One theory is the simplest. Other intelligent civilizations exist, somewhere in the universe, and they're at least a little bit curious about us. Maybe they're far away, observing quietly, like a nosy neighbor watching someone set up a complicated model train set. Maybe they're close enough to occasionally send signals that we can detect, or occasionally buzz past our skies in objects that break all the rules of physics. And yes, maybe some of these signals are accidentally hilarious. Can you imagine an alien civilization sitting at a console going, "Send another burst"? Humans still think it's a natural phenomenon. Classic Earthlings. Another possibility is that some of these mysteries aren't other life forms at all, but phenomena we can't yet comprehend. Maybe physics itself has secrets we haven't unlocked. Maybe the universe isn't as orderly as we've assumed. Maybe there are dimensions or forms of energy that allow objects to move in ways our brains were never designed to understand. If that's the case, every UFO sighting, every FRB, every anomaly in our environment is a clue, not a prank from an alien civilization, but a reminder that reality is stranger than fiction, and our understanding of it is still just scratching the surface. And honestly, that's a little humbling, isn't it? We think we're in control, and the universe is sitting there smirking like, sure, keep thinking that. Then there's the question of intent. If these phenomena are intelligent, why haven't they made more direct contact? Why leave cryptic signs, signals, and fleeting appearances rather than landing in Times Square and waving hello? Some theorists suggest that advanced civilizations may operate on time scales and motivations so different from ours that direct contact isn't practical or desirable. Imagine trying to explain TikTok trends to someone from the 1500s. That's us trying to comprehend a species that might exist for millions of years and has technology that makes our best rockets look like paper airplanes. Maybe they're testing, observing, or simply having fun while we argue about crop circles and blurred UFO videos. And maybe that's part of the cosmic joke. The more we obsess over details, the more we reveal about ourselves, which might be exactly what they want. And yes, we can't ignore the entertaining thought that the universe has a sense of humor. Some of these anomalies are almost cartoonish in their absurdity. Objects accelerating faster than any human-made craft, stopping midair, disappearing like they're playing interstellar hide-and-seek. It's the kind of thing that would make you laugh if it weren't terrifying. Maybe aliens, or whatever it is, have noticed our fascination with patterns, our tendency to overanalyze, and decided to play along, leaving clues that tease and tantalize us. If that's true, we're living in a cosmic sitcom where the punchline is always just out of reach, and the universe is the only audience that truly gets the joke. Let's explore another possibility, that some of these mysteries are glimpses of life forms or intelligence radically different from anything we've imagined. Maybe they aren't humanoid. Maybe they exist in forms that don't need physical bodies, or even exist across multiple dimensions simultaneously. Perhaps FRBs are their way of pinging the universe, just like we ping Wi-Fi routers, trying to find compatible connections, while the WOW signal was them waving in our direction, and we just happened to catch a brief, fleeting glance. The idea can feel overwhelming or hilarious, depending on your perspective. The universe might be full of intelligences that are so alien to us that our brains literally cannot conceive of their experiences. And yet, we're still trying. Because that's what humans do. Curious, persistent, occasionally ridiculous, and endlessly fascinated by the unknown. Of course, some skeptics will always argue that none of this proves anything. Maybe the FRBs are natural, maybe the WOW signal was a fluke, maybe ancient civilizations built incredible structures through ingenuity alone. Maybe sightings can all be explained by optical illusions or advanced secret military craft. And you know what? That's fair. But when you consider the sheer volume and variety of mysteries, the coincidences start to feel less like accidents and more like pieces of a larger puzzle. And part of the fun, part of the beauty, is that this puzzle might never be solved. It's a reminder that the universe doesn't owe us answers, no matter how curious or persistent we are. And honestly, there's something deeply satisfying about that uncertainty. It keeps us looking up, keeps us wondering, and keeps the cosmic conversation going, even if the other side hasn't sent us a text back yet. Now let's get a little philosophical, because why not? If we accept, even for a moment, that we might not be alone, it changes everything. Our place in the universe shifts from being the center of everything to being participants in a vast, complex, and possibly hilarious cosmic ecosystem. It's both humbling and exhilarating. Every time you look at the stars, you're no longer just seeing distant suns and planets. You're seeing possibilities, maybe other minds, maybe other civilizations, maybe signals you can't even comprehend yet. And somehow that thought makes our petty daily worries, lost keys, annoying coworkers, spilled coffee, feel a little smaller, a little funnier, and a little less important. Because the universe is enormous, it's strange, and apparently it enjoys a good joke at our expense. And while we may never fully understand these mysteries, they invite us to expand our thinking. They encourage creativity, wonder, and yes, humor. Consider the sheer audacity of someone, or something, sending a signal across billions of light years, or zipping past our skies in a craft that shouldn't exist. It's like the universe itself is daring us to notice, challenging us to grow, and testing our curiosity at the same time. And we humans, being stubborn, persistent, and endlessly curious, respond by looking harder, thinking deeper, and occasionally laughing at how absurd it all is. It's an interaction that stretches across space, time, and perspective. A conversation where the other party may never reveal itself, but its influence is undeniable. Finally, what does all this mean for us as individuals? Maybe it's a reminder to stay curious, to keep looking up, to ask questions even when there are no easy answers. Maybe it's a call to humility, reminding us that we're part of something much larger than our everyday lives. And maybe, just maybe, it's a nudge to enjoy the mystery, the thrill, and the occasional cosmic joke that the universe seems to delight in. After all, life is short, space is vast, and the possibility that we're not alone, whether we're talking about advanced civilizations, strange natural phenomena, or intelligence beyond comprehension, gives our existence a little more wonder, a little more excitement, and a lot more reasons to laugh, look up, and keep asking, what's next? So if you've been following along, you've now seen 5 tantalizing reasons to believe we might not be alone. And whether these mysteries turn out to be explanations waiting to be discovered, natural phenomena we don't yet understand, or interactions with beings far more advanced than ourselves, one thing is clear: the universe is not boring. It's unpredictable, strange, occasionally hilarious, and constantly inviting us to explore. And for those who choose to notice, who choose to ask questions, who keep looking past the mundane and into the night sky, well, they might just be participating in one of the most thrilling stories ever told. One that's bigger, funnier, and far stranger than any human imagination could conjure on its own. And if you've enjoyed traveling down this rabbit hole, if you've ever paused mid-scroll to look at the stars and wonder what's really out there, then maybe consider sticking around for the next journey. Because the universe is full of mysteries, waiting, teasing, and occasionally laughing at us, and there's always more to explore.